Okay, so let's take a look at this one. In a survey, 16 people were asked how much they spent on their child's last birthday gift. The results were roughly bell-shaped with a mean of 33 and a standard deviation of 9. And I'm going to write those down. Mean is 3 and standard deviation is 9, and we want a 98% confidence level. Okay. So let's go over to another sheet. This is something else. I'll just pull up a new one. Okay, so we have that the mean is 33 and the standard deviation is 9. Now, the first thing we want to do is we've got to subtract our confidence as a decimal. So 1 minus 0.98 is 0.02. And if we divide that by 2, we are going to look up 0.01. Now, the one thing we need to be careful about here is that this is a small sample. It's just 16, and if it's less than 30, we're talking about a t-distribution. So I'm going to do in my Excel, I'm going to do the t-inverse function. So I'm going to do, and actually I'd already done it earlier as I was sending you another email. So, but we'll just do that again just so you know where it's coming from. It's T dot IMB, and we'll put in this 0.01 that we got, and the degrees of freedom are the number in the sample minus 1, so it's 15 for us. And so there's our value, 2.60248. I'm going to write that down. Now we don't need to pay attention to the negative since our formula has a plus and minus in it. Okay, so let me go back. All right, so we're going to do 33 plus and minus 2.60248 times 9 over the square root of 16. Now, let me mention also this particular question is asking us after we simplify this part right here, and I'll leave that to you. Then put your answer in as 33 plus and minus that decimal. Okay, so they're not doing the final step, they're just doing the step before when you see these that have the plus and minus still in the part of the question. So, like, what I mean by that is, let me go back to, let's see, I guess it's right here. So you should have 33 right there because they're not taking it to the final step. And then whatever that right-hand side was when you stick it in your calculator ends up going here. And obviously it's 5.9. All right. Let me see what your next one was. Okay, so you estimate a population mean with a sample. You believe the population is normally distributed. Find the 95% confidence interval. Enter your answer as an open interval, accurate to 2 decimal places. Now, in this one, since it's just asking for the confidence interval, we will take it all the way through, and we're rounding to well, oh, round the critical value to 3 decimal places. Okay, and then round the actual confidence final answer to 2 decimal places. I was like, well, that's kind of misleading, but no, it's actually saying just put your critical value in at 3 decimal places. Okay, so let's again notice there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in our sample space. So this is again using the t distribution. So I can't copy and paste from this PDF. So give me a moment. I'm going to go ahead and move those into Excel. All right, so let's find our mean and our standard deviation first. So I'm going to do equal average, And all I have to do is highlight these and it'll put the correct cells in. And there's my mean. And then let's do the same thing for the standard deviation, standdiv.s. And again, I'll just highlight these and it'll put them in, close it. And there's my standard deviation. All right, now let's also get our critical value. So we had 95%, was it? Let me see. Yeah, 95% confidence level. So again, if we want 95% confidence, we're going to go 1 minus 0.95. It's going to be 0.05. And then we're going to divide that by 2. And when we divide 0.05 by 2, we'll get 0.025. Sorry for the dog barking in the background. Okay, so 0.025, and I believe there were 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, so our degrees of freedom will be 6. All right, so let's go to Excel. Oops. And let's put in equal t.imv 0.025 and 6. And there is our critical value. All right, so I'm going to write all this stuff down. So my mean is 41.67143. My standard deviation, and it said that I could round my critical value to 3 decimals. So we'll go ahead and round that to 2.447, but we won't round anything else because it said to keep those as they were. So let's go back to this, and actually I think to scroll down I'll have to, there we go. All right, so now we will have 41.67143 plus and minus 2.447 times 13.32188 over the square root of 7. And I think you can go from there because I noticed that if you'd had the right critical value in your first question, you would have been okay. Take this one all the way though. So once you get whatever this decimal is, you want to go ahead and add it to 41.671 and subtract it from 41.671. And be sure when you write the confidence interval, put it in open parentheses with your comma in between for this particular one. All right, now let me see what your next one was. Okay, so I think it's just your t-value. This is sort of the same thing as we just did. So you should be okay with doing that one because it is similar. Um, just and I can't copy and paste because this is a PDF that you sent, but you should be able to highlight this and just copy and paste it into Excel rather than having to transfer it out manually. And same thing for this one. So those are all similar to the ones that I did. So hopefully that helps you through those problems.